Sebastian, ¿quieres chichita? Oh, I love you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about breastfeeding. I'm going to be talking about how my process was breastfeeding my baby for a whole month, and also how I stopped breastfeeding. A lot of people have asked me because they saw that I was posting a little bit about updates on my Instagram, so I'm here to actually go in detail about everything. So if you're interested in watching how I did it, how I dealt with breastfeeding, and how I stopped, then just keep on watching. Apparently Sebastian wants to sit with me. You want to sit with me? Yeah? Okay, sit right here. You're so cute, my love. Ni te peinamos. Oh, you want me to touch you? Okay. What? Say hi. You're so cute. Let's see if he'll let me record a video now. But basically, my point, or whenever I knew I was pregnant and I was going to have a baby, I planned on breastfeeding at least for a year. That was always my plan. I wanted to do it. I know a lot of people struggle to breastfeed, but I knew I wanted to give it a try and see if it worked out. If it worked out, great. If it didn't, then at least I tried. A lot of women obviously don't want to breastfeed, and that's okay, you know. Everybody has their way of thinking. Everybody has different opinions on breastfeeding. But when Sebastian was born and they take you to the room where you're going to stay for that day or night or whatever, they try to latch him on. What happens with any baby, they try to latch them on, and at the beginning he was struggling, and it was easier for him to latch on one of the boobs rather than the other one, but they do want you to try both boobs, obviously. And luckily, at wherever Sebastian was born, they didn't offer him formula right away, and which is what I've noticed, that a lot of hospitals offer them formula as soon as they don't latch on, and a lot of babies get used to the bottle and formula and don't want to latch on anymore. So luckily that was not the case with us. He was able to latch on. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Everything was good up to about 5 or 6 months when he started teething. He started to get the 2 bottom teeth, which are the ones that usually come out first, and his teeth popped out. So that was when he was very itchy, and he would be breastfeeding, and all of a sudden he would just like grind his 2 little teeth, oh my god, his 2 little teeth onto my nipple, and oh, it's painful. At 6 months is when I was like, all right, I breastfed him for 6 months. I breastfed him 6 months. That's all I'm going to do. Are you having fun? Oh yeah. Sit with mama and sit still, yeah? Yeah? No, he wants to be by himself. The struggle is real. Where are you going? Okay, so right here. What happened? Okay, so at 6 months is when I wanted to stop. But the thing is, I tried formula with him. I would have him have a little taste of formula, and he would gag. Like, he would literally throw up. He did not like the taste of formula whatsoever. And at that point, there's really nothing else you can feed them but formula or breast milk. So I was struggling. But luckily, once the 2 teeth completely popped out, he stopped biting me, you know, and which was okay. But eventually he did get, so he had 2, he got 6 more teeth. He got 6 more teeth, and it started again. Like, he would bite on my nipple and it would hurt, but you know what, I just sucked it up and I kept breastfeeding him. My mom came and she was like, don't worry, I'm gonna help you. And she was like, why don't you just try keep breastfeeding? I breastfed you for like 3 years. And I'm like, how in the world did you breastfeed me for 3 years? Like, I barely made it to 1 year, you know. But props to her for breastfeeding me for that long. When my mom came, she was like, no, don't worry, I'm gonna help you. She did, you know. It was great because I probably couldn't have done that without her. In the beginning, she would put cinnamon tea and then whole milk into a bottle. So she would obviously make the canela and then pour a little bit of the whole milk in there so it would evaporate all together, or boil all together, whatever it's called, and she would put it into a bottle. And then he was fine, he was drinking that. Still though, like, we would struggle a little bit because whenever he was tired, he still felt like he wanted to breastfeed. So I would give in and end up breastfeeding him. And then till like little by little, obviously it started working out. My number 1 recommendation for you ladies to stop breastfeeding is to stay away from your baby. As harsh as that sounds, it works. So I suggest you have somebody help you, whether it's your husband, your sister, your mom, whoever. Have somebody help you. Have somebody else introduce the bottle to them with whatever you're going to feed them. That way, he doesn't get confused and say, why is she feeding me a bottle if she regularly feeds me her boob, you know? So that's what I would do. I would stay away from him. Whenever it got to the point where he got hungry, I would just have my mom handle it, you know, and it worked out. It literally worked out. So I would notice though that whenever we would go somewhere, it was kind of hard to have the boiled milk with the canela to go, because then it would go bad. If it was too hot, it would go bad and stuff like that. So for him being at home, it would work, but if you're gonna go out, it was a little bit hard because you wouldn't want the milk to go bad, you know. So I was like, oh my god, I need something that's gonna be a little bit easier when I do go out, and just have a bottle ready for him, you know. So I decided to try the leche needle. I will try to insert a picture of what I give him, because I know there's a couple of different leche needle, but I will show you guys which one worked out for me. But how it works, it's kind of like formula. It's powdered milk. It has a lot of vitamins in it as well, but it is sweet. So I don't know how a lot of you moms feel about it, but it is sweet. It's good, nothing compared to formula, and he loved it. He loved it. He chugs bottles, and now he's used to it. He drinks his bottle, puts himself to sleep, and it works. I feel like I rushed through this video because I had him here with me and I was just kind of all over the place. But my number 1 recommendation for you to stop breastfeeding is to have somebody help you. If you're able to have somebody help you, that is my best recommendation to you, just because it makes it easier. It doesn't confuse them. Now whenever he's going to go to sleep, he still has his bottle, but he likes the comfort of somebody being there. So all I have to do is kind of lay right next to him, or my mom or my dad or my husband lay right next to him, and he'll fall asleep with his bottle. So I mean, I thought it was going to be impossible for him to let go of my boob, but it really wasn't. You know, it's doable. I used to think like, oh my god, my son is attached to me, but it's only because I feed him. But no, you know, now that he doesn't breastfeed, he is extremely attached to me. He hugs me, he looks for me, he's laughing. Are you laughing at what I'm saying? But yeah, pretty much have somebody help you, and I promise you it'll be worth it. It'll help. You'll get through it, you know. And don't give up just because they are teething or it hurts. Like, don't give up. Honestly, you build such an amazing connection with your baby when you breastfeed that I would not change that for the world. I really wouldn't. But I hope that I got to everything in the video. I hope that I explained as much as I could on how my process was, how I stopped breastfeeding, and everything. If I missed something and you have another question, please leave it down below. I'll be happy to answer it. Sebastian being here was a little bit of a distraction, so I kind of went all over the place. But I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and go ahead and press that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys, I'll see you guys on my next video. What are you doing? Oh my god, I'm like lost in this video because he's so funny. I can't. You're funny. Give me a high five. Sebastian, high five. Give me a high five. Ah! Okay. I don't know. Forget all that. Moving on forward to how I stopped breastfeeding. So it obviously got to the point where he had 8 teeth and I could no longer do it. He was biting me. That was one thing. And another thing was that I was never producing a lot of milk. I was producing enough milk for him to go to sleep with them, feeding and all that. But I know moms out there are able to produce to a point where they pump and they freeze their milk and they have enough for a couple days and they can go out of town and leave their baby because they have extra milk in the fridge for them and stuff. I never was able to do that. I would pump and literally a little bit would come out. So it got to the point where he was getting bigger and obviously he was feeding, but he needed a lot more since he's growing. And it got to the point where when he would feed, I would just feel weak. I felt like he was literally sucking the life out of me and I could no longer do it. Oh. Yeah, I could no longer do it. So my mom was going to come for him to turn 1 year old for his birthday party, and I told her, I'm like, Mom, when you come, please help me. Like, I can't breastfeed anymore. Like,